time.
Welcome to the O'Neil Show. All I've got is just for you. You ready for my beef tonight? I'm okay, just treat me right. Come in, me people, come in, me friend. What you gonna do when you come to defend? Question ask, me answer them. Wheel it up and pull it up and mash again. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
Friends, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. There's lots of bones to be picked tonight. I have the moderators on with me. Charmaine will be picking a lot of bones tonight with O'Neil because O'Neil needs to be, bones to pick with him. That's basically it.
Yes.
Let me welcome the moderators this evening. Nanya Six is on deck with us.
Hi, everybody.
Goddess London is on deck with us. Charmaine is on deck with us. Sharon Reviews is on deck with us, and they always the Walk Journey is on deck with us. Say hi, ladies. Say hi.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome to O'Neil new channel. We're on the new
Am I on the new
tonight?
channel? What are you guys
Yes,
on?
we're on the new channel.
We're on my channel, but I've
but
channel as well. So that way you'd have seen the new channel. So yes, I've opened up the new channel so you can see it. So you see what's there. So the new channel, I'm just really making a new channel so that way, you know what I mean, we can discuss other topics outside of the way. So I wanted to make it, I have different things outside of that to discuss. So that's why I'm gonna have the new channel. So basically, if you're on the new channel and you're watching, that's fine. If you're on the old channel, it's fine. Know that I'm not leaving Skitland. I'm just making the new channel for the sake of that. That's all it really is. But I have a treat tonight. I saw something based on all the comments and all the lives, right? And of course, you know I love the midday live. The midday special happens every day with Nanya. She's on screen with us right now, with Sharon Reviews and with Charmaine. They all come on midday, basically. I mean, that's where them do the whole thing is always a mashup. They're always doing very, very great work. So look out for that. Hopefully you guys are watching. I think one moment to come on Nanya, one moment to come on Sharon. So don't worry. Once you subscribe to both of the channels, you won't miss it. Put it that way. Subscribe to both channels and you will not miss it. You'll be perfectly fine once you do that. Go ahead, Nanya. Go ahead. So hold on. Let me see if I've muted Nanya. Try it. Go ahead now. Let me see.
Yeah, Nanya is muted.
I'm here.
There you go. There you go.
I'm just gonna go open the door and I'll be right back.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Okay, so I wanted to play something for us tonight. I don't know if I want to play something for us so that we had some inkling into something. I'm being attacked. I feel like I'm being attacked. I mean, I need to know what the bone is that you have to pick with me because maybe it's the same bone. So O'Neil has been saying a lot of things, and the more things that O'Neil says, I feel like it's a more trouble we get into. So what is the name of the new channel? It is O'Neil TV Reasoning. So I will go ahead and put that inside the chat for you. What I've noticed is that these days when I give any comments on the character, O'Neil is getting a lot more flack than usual. So I'm going to play y'all a kit, and y'all can tell me if you agree or disagree with this particular kit that I'm going to play for you, because that's where I think a lot of thoughts are going into. Look into this. Let's.
Meaning like I'd be at home and take
like making Oreo from scratch.
I don't absolutely not.
Why not?
Because that's not who the I am, and my daddy didn't raise me like that.
To be a trad wife.
To be anybody's wife. My dad used to literally say that to me. I didn't raise you to be somebody's wife.
That's so brave.
I don't know if it's brave or smart. Most of that I know that's got married are divorced now.
And so really that's an indictment of the institution.
Yeah. I think marriage is legalized slavery. Yes, I do.
Say more, because if I'm thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come
Absolutely
into my
not. I don't think, I don't know. I don't. A man is, especially if he's expecting you to be a trad wife, he might as well pull out a whip.
After this, we'll see if you break eggs again.
Okay, so I deliberately pulled up this clip. I did this clip the other day, and I pulled up this clip, and I said, I wanted to bring this to my audience because I feel like y'all have been married for very long. So in other words, y'all have way more experience with marriage, but I feel like a lot of young people are seeing marriage like that. And some people, I put it inside of my channel. A lot of people commented that, no, well, O'Neill, of course, marriage definitely is slavery, and them give me a lot of different things. They give me a lot of different things. I'm gonna go. I don't know who wants to start first to tell me, is this depiction correct? Is this not correct? Is this? Go ahead, Shaman, go ahead.
In some cultures, marriage is like slavery because the wife does not have any say in anything that is done. So maybe that's what she's referring to. In my culture, we are free. We get to do whatever we want, but in some cultures, the wife is not able to do anything. They have to depend on the husband to do. If they want money to spend, the husband has to authorize it. If they want to do anything at all, to even go shopping, the husband has to have a say in it. So in some culture, that would look like slavery. But my bond that I have to pick is that every who have them stick a bush. And today, when you were everyone have them stick a bush, and today you said something about this lady, and I was like, O'Neill did not. No, he did not. Everyone have them stick a bush, O'Neill. Leave the lady alone.
I'm asking genuine questions here. I had to ask the question because, of course. So that is where the both have to pick with O'Neill. Because you
said, oh, the person not attractive enough, so maybe they would not even get a husband. That was not nice.
Hold on. Well, let's be very honest. If you're going around and you're telling other people that they shouldn't get married because of whatever it is, it must be something. Why is she giving this information out to people? So I said, you know what? Maybe I don't know. What I'm thinking of, whatever it is, because for Leslie Jones to go here this far, stuff must be coming on. I don't know. Nanya, jump in. No, jump in, Nanya. Is marriage slavery?
No, not for me. Not for I can't say modern people. Some women want to be the housewives, like the kicker for the Chiefs. Right?
Right.
So you know where I'm going with this, O'Neill. This is why I holler and scream so much. So
no worries.
Certain people like the traditional weddings and marriages.
Okay.
My marriage is traditional to me because that's what we chose. But when you go to other marriages where they want to still be in the 1950s and 60s, and the woman stays home, raise the children, they do what Shaman said, they have to ask their husbands for money. Most of them, from what I've learned through education, is that that is what they have chosen to do. They have chosen to be traditional housewives. So we've got the patriarchy in this country, that core who say that is the duty of a woman. And that's why you see the uprise in this country against the patriarchy. Now, it's not against all men, but that particular core who still has that 50s, 60s attitude, those are the ones that women rise up against, because even it's the woman's choice. But even though that exists, it exists in places that, like, I wouldn't live in. I live in California, and there are people here in traditional marriages, but in California, that's anti-traditional. It's almost like, well, what do you mean you can't do this? You can't do that. You have to get permission. So for us here, we've got the old boy um, school of thought. And then we've got the people like me and my husband, where we raise our family, we raise our kids, they go to college, we work. We just do it together. We build together. No one sits at home. And that's where that rainy day fund comes in at, because there's so many women, and you can see it in different podcasts. They end up with nothing, because once the kids get to be 11, 12, 13, the husband may have, what do you guys call it in the bush? Or the lady needs somebody else because the husband has gone off with his side piece. And so that's the message I think a lot of feminists, I guess, maybe for lack of a better word, that's what they're pushing. You have freedom, but there are women who are reared that way. They are reared to be housewives. You don't have to do the same thing your mother and your grandmother did. But some places, they just don't realize that. And so they go along with the good old boy school. I couldn't live like that, but that's where I think the video you showed, I think she referred to that.
That's where I think it's going. Let me read a couple of comments. I'm going to get to you, Sharon. Reviews. You're up next. Let me read some comments. Nanya, by the way, Angela Atkinson says, so unattractive women will not get a husband. Well, we're not saying that.
I'm looking for a husband for you, girl. You already got one.
Maybe she didn't have the right husband. Someone else says, let's see. Let me get into it here. I was in 2 very long-term relationships, and when I played the role of being a wife, but as soon as I got married legally, things changed and my marriage didn't last. But then you left the marriage. Is that correct, Miss Fatal? Because what Leslie's saying, it is slavery, and if you're going to use slavery, you got to be able to back that up. That's just what I'm saying with the entire line that she gave. That's my little issue with the line. But I'm going to read some more comments. Good evening, O'Neill on the panel. Let's see. So I asked, is marriage slavery? Nancy B says no. Miss Fatal says no. Somebody said big up. Let's see. Let me get some more comments. Midlife crisis. That's what Miss T says. And Evan says marriage is what you make it. Marriage is not slavery at all. And that is so disrespectful for lesbians compared the two. I think so too. But I'm gonna get more comments. Go ahead, Sharon, if you jump into it. Oh, hold on, Sharon. Hold on, Sharon. I think you're muted.
Okay, I was muted.
Sharon.
Sorry. I agree with Charmaine and Nanya. Marriage is not slavery. It's just compromise. You have to learn to coexist with each other. You speak to each other. It's just a 2 partnership. It's not just one person. Teeth and tongue would always meet, I would say. And you do your best you can. It's something that is a work in progress.
Yes.
You can't communicate and expect to just run out and divorce. A lot of people don't communicate within their marriage, and they just decide to say, okay, the grass is greener on the other side, so they just do what they need to do and leave. But it doesn't work that way. If you really, some people, you struggle, you can start at the bottom and then you just build life together. Sometimes you don't even have a vehicle. And then eventually you have 1 vehicle, and it just until you can become 2, you can be in an apartment. And then next thing you buy a house because you guys are working toward. It's a teamwork thing. That's what I can say. So it's not a slavery now. But
not slavery at all.
Yeah, some people think marriage is supposed to is slavery in other country, because in other country and culture, every culture is different. So in other culture, the ladies them always are belittled, and the guys are much is they're superior to the ladies. And but nowadays I think they're learning. So I hope that but it's not all ladies are free. Like we are in Canada and in the US and in Jamaica and the West Indies, you know what I mean? But some West Indian country is still like that too. The men are controlling, they beat their wives, you know what I mean? So it's not all you need to it's not supposed to be slavery. It's supposed to be a give and take, a 2 partner working together for the better of each other. That's it. The betterment of each other.
to better the relationship. Let me read a couple comments and then I'm gonna jump you in here. One journey. I'm not in no slavery by marriage. That's good. That's from Angela Atkinson. It depends on each individual. The next is I've never raised my daughter depending on the income of a man. Earned money is the equalizer for woman and man. He knows he who has the rules. Yes, that's correct. Next person says marriage is a two-way street. Marriage is a partnership, a business that you meet in the middle at or not at all. Next person says that sounds disrespectful and marriage is like slavery. I'm saying that, but anyway, let's turn it. Marriage is a beautiful thing. Someone says, Tina, I agree. Tina Boo, I'm saying I love you. Definitely teamwork. All right, no problem. Go ahead. Give me a take on it. Is marriage slavery? That's what Leslie and Jones is saying. And then we're going to dip a little further. Sure.
My turn, right?
Yes, your turn.
Okay, very good then. I did see the video and the show that was on the new channel, and it was very sad. It lets me know that sometimes when you enter the world, you don't have you're never given a foundation. You're given instructions, but there's no code, there's no foundation. In my family, we're not going to jail. We're not, you're going to use this historical freedom that we have to be in jail or to be in debt. And I remember when I went to college, I got in debt. They gave us cards and all kinds of fun stuff. But we actually didn't realize in the 80s that this wasn't good. And so when the next generation came along, we made sure, I don't care what they offer you, don't touch nothing. And a lot of families have learned that, but there were other families before mine that learned, hey, watch this free credit stuff and all this stuff they want to do to you. And we had to go back to the old way. We talked about it before, the susu. Or in America, they call it the pyramid, but you got to know who you're with and who you're doing things with. So sometimes Americans say, man, those Jamaicans, they're all living together. Oh, those Mexicans, they all piled up on one another, sharing the same mattress. But they're not going from the street to the bed. They're showering, blah, 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 and they are sharing space. Why? They have a plan. Oh, you got married, but you're still living with your parents in the basement? Yeah, because we want that house. You understand? And when that house comes, we're still not in there alone because new family is coming. And we're like, my home is a rectangle, right? So it's split in two. Even though, I think they call it a one family home. I can't remember what they call it, but it's split in two. So that someone is on the left, I don't see them. I'm on the right, I don't see them. But I also came from New York with growing up with all that, understanding that we thrive together. We are like birds. We're going to roll together. The elephants, we're rolling together. Yeah, we can all be at the water pool, but after we're finished having our drink at the water, we are headed out together. And when a family comes together, that's what sometimes I don't, when I see people like the young lady that talked about her experience and how dad says, think like a man, da 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 da. What is that going to do for his daughter? He wants his daughter to be self-sufficient and not to be broken by men, or not to be subjugated by men, but at the same time, she's still female. And I remember in her career, she didn't have anyone to dress her. Nobody wanted to dress her. She was too tall. Her waist was too wild. Like I told you, I have no bottom, but I have a belly, baby. My belly has been with me since I was, 12? You know what I mean? It hasn't gone anywhere. And now I can get my ribs taken out, and now I can have a no belly. But I'm not doing that either. But what I'm saying, So here I am in this culture. They all want bottoms. And then when the girls finally put the bottoms in, they're saying, oh, they smell. They don't want us wearing the wigs, but we don't put the wig on. When you going to fix your hair? Now the men are sitting in barber chairs, and the barbers has the audacity. I'm talking about $100. I said, I am not paying $100 for my grandson's hair to be cut. We're going in the backyard like we used to. You get me? So
I got you.
So once again, when it comes to marriage, if you don't see it as a union, a business, that's your first business. That's what the Bible or the faith says. Your first business is your home. Don't try to manage anything else if the house is not managed, because you will not be managed. And Sumter, Iman hasn't learned that yet. The home is the priority, and God is in that home. In the marriage, there's God, man, and the woman. You're not in there with just both of you. God, man, and the woman. Then at your marriage, guess what happened? You had witnesses there. You had witnesses that said, hey, we're going to support you guys on this journey. They're not just there because it's a party. They're not there for a party. Now, the kid's very young. If you come from a nurse family, everybody is going to be a nurse. Okay, use the degree or not use the degree. You're coming out this way. They have already prepared you. But in some families, they have no one. No one. They're out there trying to touch the world, touch this, touch that. No plan. This didn't come about by no planning. The O'Neill TV, the mods, they actually are working together as one unit. So you can't say, oh, this one, that one. We all have different moods. We all have different styles, but we're still soaring together. And when you see a really good team, you know there's a good team, and that team's going to win, because it's not about my style, your style. Come on, stop it. But like I said, this girl, when I listened to her, I said, what did she learn? What family equals? What was the code? The next code that is in America is, in the Black family, make sure you get home safe. Get home safe. Is everything okay? Check in. Check in. Has anybody checked in? And when we go missing, we know, they missed the check-in. They're not coming back, or something very bad happened. So with this woman talking about marriage, she doesn't understand it's God, man, the woman. When you pull up the statistics, you know who doesn't get married? The chocolate Black people that love the Black love, or whatever they're talking about. Why? Who told you you should eat what's at the bottom of the barrel? Who told you to go to the toilet because you deserve to drink toilet water? Who told you that you should be stepped on or treated like a toilet? Use the toilet, flush the toilet, walk away from the toilet, and then repeat. You're a toilet. When men do that to women and women do that to men, you degrade your humanity. So when someone tells me, hey, share that pum pum. So I went to the yeah, I did. Share the pum pum. Some for you, some for you, some for you. So I go to the senior citizen center. I said, my friend O'Neill told me to share the pum pum. So I came here to share it. Who wants a sample? Who wants a sample? So I tell them about the samples. When I go to the senior citizen, I do tell you about these guys. Okay, I'm at the cashier. If it's taking too long, I'm saying, hey, come on into this channel so you can, he tells us to share the pum pum. Anybody can have some. They said, what? I said, yeah, he can have some, just like Oprah. So what I'm saying to you is that even though he says, that's a joke, that's a running joke on this channel, please don't go around sharing yourself, coming up with HIV, AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea, and whatever else is out there. However, that is correct. What I'm saying to you is, if you don't have a foundation, then you cannot thrive. And guys, you are looking at a foundation being built right now. In 10 years, it will evolve. We are evolving. And this creator did not have to stop and say, hey, let's evolve. I met a creator on Twitch, and I evolved. You get what I'm saying? Some people are not afraid of doing a mass production. Or there's a place, I don't know if you guys know this, there's a place called Walgreens. It's a pharmacist. Do you guys know, have heard of that? Yeah. Okay, there's huge pharmacists like Walgreens, Duane Reads, I don't know, they're out there, right? Guess what? They sell you more than pills and medicine. They have toilet paper, they have lotion, they have makeup. Diversification is the key. And even in marriage, it is diverse. Maybe my wife doesn't want to use her anthropology degree anymore. Maybe she wants to do something else. So do it. Maybe he says, babes, I don't want to do this accounting anymore. It's just too boring for me. Well, let's go find something else. But in the meantime, we're going to hold on to accounting because it's paying the bill, and then we're going to transition. But people want to walk off jobs and they have no plan. But what we want you to know at this channel and with this team is that we're not afraid of planning. proper planning prevent poor project performance. I always put my family mantra out there in my little quotes, one journey, let's make it count. So, and I listen to other people have their family mantra. Even when I was listen to the Country Wayne, he's dealing with his kids. He has that mantra: don't let anyone treat you like a king, and you're not even there. And he taught that. I want you to know that O'Neill TV has good mantras too, not just it's split in two. All right. Thank you. I'm all done.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I want to say something.
Let me read some comments. I'm gonna drop you right in here. So disrespects the ancestors is wild with that statement. I thought so too with the statement itself. I wanted to bring it to my channel. Marriage is a beautiful thing, but it's not that way for everyone. Teamwork for all our moderators. Let's see. In California, joint property state, I felt more free when living together. As married, the focus was on assets and not marriage. It was like preparing for divorce at the start by having someone else says, I agree. I love that one journey. Somebody else says, I believe marriage is not slavery. My parents raised my sister and I as independent, so that when we do get married, we can build together with our family. Someone else says, most marriages begin like a fairy tale. The princess and the prince charming, years of growing apart, different expectations, change and influence can turn loving marriage into a war zone. Let me read about 3 more and then you're good to go. I'm gonna get you right in there, Shamin. And then I have some dissertations on it. Leslie Bitter, and she clearly doesn't know her Black American history, knowing what slavery was here in America and how it affects and the effects of slavery are relevant here today, and to treat it like it was a choice. That is what I think. Why I think I said I had to put the clip up, because I was very upset at the mere fact that it's like you can get out of a marriage, you can walk out, like you could go get a divorce, like for example. And that's why I said let me ask my audience, do they think, like, when I hear what you call it, Leslie and saying this, I said I wonder if people think, like, when you even look at, like I said, the Amber character, is she really, is that really slavery? Can she, is it something that she can't get out of? That is a question that I asked myself when I was looking at it. I'm like, well, no, I don't think so. But I think that people actually thinks this was kind of wild. Go ahead, Shamin, I'll let you jump right in here. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So I'm saying again that in some cultures you would say that, because what about the cultures that have arranged marriages? The woman does not have a choice. Their parents tell them that you're going to marry this person and you have to. It's not that you don't want to or you can choose your husband. They have to do it. It's an arranged marriage. The parents of the bride is paying a dowry for that person. I have a friend who lives in the US, and when her daughter got married, she has 3 gold bars that she pays gift to the parents of the groom. And the marriage was an arranged marriage because they came from the country that is happening. And I said to her, so what if you don't have the money or these gifts or whatever you use as a dowry? She said, this is from birth. She has been saving these gold bars. In total, she has 3 daughters. She has 9 gold bars. They're locked up in a bank safe because she has to use it in her culture to give to the groom parents. And that is not a if or but. So what do you call that? That's a marriage.
What culture is it? What culture is it? I mean,
the lady's from Pakistan. I don't know what her religion is, but she's from Pakistan.
There you go, from Pakistan.
And she said, and I said, so what if your daughter does not want to marry? She said, no, they choose this guy from she was born. Because the 2 families are like friends. So the guy was born to that family and her daughter, and they arranged this marriage from birth. And there was no deviation from it. She was 18. She just left high school when she got married. Just fresh out of high school. And she's home. She's not actually doing anything. That is their arranged marriage. So what do you call that marriage? That you're paying somebody to marry your daughter?
I see what you're saying in terms of with that. Leslie was pinpointing to here in the US. She was more specific to here because of the questions that
It's
they were
here
asking. But
too.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying though. What I wanted to look at was, do they allow divorces in Pakistan though? Like, are you able to get a divorce in Pakistan?
I never go through, I never asked her all of that. I was just saying people
No,
still do that. I was saying people
no.
still do that, pay dowry for people to get married. And she said yes. And this is something she's saving for from their daughters were born. She has three daughters. And from the first one, she starts saving. And that is what the parents want, gold bars. The groom parents ask for gold bars. And it's 3 gold bars she have to give for a daughter to
To
the
be able to
groom
get that,
parent, and she has to pay that
she have to
before
pay
they
that.
could get married. Yes, they have to pay that.
I
Yes.
like arranged marriages.
Why you like arranged marriages?
Because it's not about lust or anything like that. You already know that Nick is yours. You already know it. Now, if Nick finds it comes out to be a psycho, he's a psycho from a child. You know, it's already there. The parents may hide it, but if he's a psycho, you're not trapped. We can pull up the rules for arranged marriages for those kind of Muslim religions and those countries that are
Those
into
kind of
that.
things.
But I like it. I like it because I remember when we were young, they would introduce us around in church, you know, and say, "Choose, don't be like Samson. He was strong, but he didn't want his own, and then he went and had." And was murdered by them, blinded, murdered, tied up. You know what I mean? But some people think, oh, I'm going to choose someone exotic because they look exotic, but they're really not exotic. They're just in front of you. And then they send the people out in the world to pump 5 men. You've already pumped 5 men. Nobody wants to marry you. You're just a pumping machine. And that's it. You're a toilet. Use the toilet, flush the toilet, walk away from the toilet, and repeat. And that's what we've sent our children into with no hope, no expectation. But they know that, hey, Ralph and I have never gotten together, never got along together. When we were children, we know that we're slotted to marry, but it's not working. We want out. And sometimes they can get it out. You can pull it up on Google. They can come out. It's not like they're tied for life together and there's no way out. There is a way out. Sometimes they sell the daughters, you know. But even in church, they do hookups.
So if you're selling your daughter, what do you call that? If you're going to sell your daughters, what do you call that?
It's their system, it's their culture. I am not selling
So
my granddaughter to anyone. But I'm not brought up in that culture to sell the female to a man that has 7 sons that they need wives that understand the process, wives that understand the culture. I'm not selling my granddaughter to that culture because we weren't growing up in it. I don't know this. I never had a written agreement with that family that your son, my daughter, they'll be married. And we're going to grow them together. They'll already know each other. And then the man could be gay, hiding. I saw a documentary. The Indian man was gay, hiding, and he was trying to kill the wife. And the wife said, hey, she's telling the family what's going on. They're not believing her until it actually came out.
Nanya,
and now that family's in disgrace.
They're in disgrace. I'm gonna have you jump in, Nanya, for a little bit to respond to. Wondering says she likes arranged marriages because of you probably can respond to that. Let me push this in because I tried to look up there is a divorce thing in what I'm seeing so far, Charmaine, is that they are able to actually divorce in Pakistan. They can do it under there's a law that's called the Dissolution of Muslim Marriages Act of 1939.
What about Hindu? They have
it was amended. Which one is that? Is it Hindu?
They have Muslim
because that's what I'm saying.
In Pakistan.
Muslim and Hindu, because I believe
I don't know what they were.
They're Hindu. Hold on, because it looks like them have a law that is able to allow them to get a divorce because as long as they get out of it. Arranged marriage is tricky for true, but I like the idea of arranged marriages, I think, but I think it's very tricky because then what if, I don't know, what if you get into the place where, you just, let me put it this way. I just realized how easy it is to grow someone out. Just in regular life, even regularly in the United States of America. You could have had a friend in high school, and then, I don't know, 5 years down the line, you know, you grow out your little friend and you're barely communicating anymore or whatever it is. But I guess maybe they have ways and means as to how they do it, I guess. You know what I mean? But I'm okay to hear. I just felt it was a bit over the top as to what she was saying, but it's not just her that's saying this. The only thing is that Leslie is just more harsh in saying what she's saying, but she's not the only female that's out here thinking this type of way. And that's why I said, let me bring it to my little audience, because I know y'all want to marry. So I can be able to tell if y'all are in some sort of a sort of a slavery roost. We're gonna get in some whips.
Get some whips out.
So, that's what I'm wondering. Y'all's husbands are doing a bunch of
I
things.
look like somebody who's sitting in a slavery marriage?
Exactly. Okay. It doesn't look like that. So that's what I'm wondering. What don't O'Neill know? Because when I saw it, I said, what don't I know? It was an interesting piece of topic. And I said, you know what, let me jump to it. I'm going to get you in here, Nanya. Then I'm going to get you in Charmin, and I want to get you into as well, Antoinette. Give me one moment and read a couple of comments. Yes, O'Neill, giving us a place to share your voice and opinions, to learn and grow. We love you, love you. That's great, Misty. Love it too. Somebody says Iman is enjoying these women as play talk. We soon get to Iman and the different stuff. Then we'll ask no question. We'll soon take that comment. Hold on. No, marriage is not a slavery. God, man, and woman. I agree. Okay, no problem. So I agree. What's going on here? We're asking questions, Trapstar. Do you believe marriage is slavery? I can play the clip again for you so you see it. For those who are just coming in, because I realize some people just coming in, they don't know what's going on. Give me one moment, Nani. I'm a so that they know what's going on. This is what we're reacting here, friends. This is what we're reacting.
Not submissive.
Could you be a trad wife is what I'm asking.
Trad wife meaning like I'd be at home.
Like making Oreos from scratch.
I don't absolutely not.
Why not?
Because that's not who the I am. And my daddy didn't raise me like that.
To be a trad wife.
To be anybody's wife. My dad used to literally say that to me. I didn't raise you to be somebody's wife.
That's so brave.
I don't know if it's brave or smart. Most of the people that I know that's gotten married are divorced now.
And so really that's an indictment of the institution.
Yeah. I think marriage is legalized slavery.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Say more, because if I'm thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come into my head.
Absolutely not. I don't think, I don't know how you don't. A man is, especially if he's expecting you to be a trad wife, you might as well pull out a whip.
All right, there it is. There it is. So that was what she was saying. Let me make sure that I give context to everybody who is watching this. When you hear people responding, you know what they're responding to. Go ahead, Nanya.
Well, mine's pretty easy. One journey, I had to laugh at what you said about an arranged marriage for me. No.
Would you be arranged, Nanya? Would you be arranged? Wanted to say, you know what, Nanya? Peter is yours, and you're gonna have to have him for the rest of the time.
I grew up with a lot of stubborn American Indian women, number one.
Yes.
Number two, my great-great-grandmother walked in the Trail of Tears. We do have men, the husbands and grandfather, we have them. But for whatever, in my DNA, my genes, that's just not who I am. If I don't like you, I don't like you. And I'm not going to be with you. I will run away if I had to.
That's what I'm wondering. How would you?
No, I'm not doing it. I know me. O'Neill, you know me. There's no way I'm going to say, oh, you want me to marry that boy? Okay, he's gonna.
Yep, no matter who he is. Let's say they give you an Anthony, and you've seen Anthony behaving, and
no, she's not gonna do it.
And you know how much I dislike Anthony. I would. Ooh, goodness. I'm sorry. What was it? One journey you were gonna say?
No, I was just laughing. You're running away.
I run away. I would run away. I would disappear. I take flight in a minute. If it's gonna upset my peace, are you going to force me? Even my husband, someone wants to force me to do something. The Lord put me here for my life and to do what I'm supposed to do. But if you want to force me into misery and no peace and things that I just cannot put up with, I will not stay there. I mean, that's just, I guess that's just who I am. And I'm thankful for who I am. I'm very, I'm very religious, but I do carry my feelings on my shoulders. And if you try to make me marry somebody or stay married to someone I don't want to be married to, I won't do it. I won't make my daughters, my husband won't make my daughters, our sons. We honestly, we just don't operate that way.
Not our culture.
It's not a culture.
It's not
Exactly.
our culture,
Your
no.
culture. It's not
Let me
your
let me
culture.
let me give it a shaman. So let me update you up because giving you them. There's a Hindu Marriage Act of 2014 that again, yes, they can get a divorce in Pakistan. So there
Okay,
is a
well,
Muslim law basically, and there's like a Hindu law. It looks like they were like newer laws. In other words, they because this one is 2014, so this is very recent. Just like it being like before, where before you
oh,
couldn't,
well, I
you
knew her
kind of had to
before
be
that.
stretched.
I knew her 2009. So I knew her before that.
It could be
And
before whatever, but by now, based on that act, she would be able to get a divorce if it is that she wanted to get herself a divorce.
okay.
Gonna-
Well,
Does that
I'm gonna
cost? I'm sorry, not to interrupt. I'm sorry, O'Neill and Shaman. Does that cost O'Neill to get a divorce?
Oh yeah,
I'm
chances
just
are, yeah, you
asking
probably have
for
to
the
pay for it.
comment
Oh
for
yeah.
the
Oh
question
no,
you
no, no.
asked.
Oh yeah, sure, for sure. Yeah, you probably have to pay a fee nonetheless. I was just ascertaining to the mere fact that you get of it. It's just how Leslie's describing it as. Because okay, when I think of slavery, I think of you're not able to leave. You're in ball and chains. That is
ball
like a
and
very
chain.
morbid.
No.
Yeah, that's a morbid. That's a morbid. Plus, you're working the time. You can't go anywhere at all. You're not. You don't have anything. You're treated at the worst of the worst. I'm not saying you don't have people that will try to treat at the worst of the worst, but you're really you could leave based on choice. If really and truly at the end of the day, you do have choice. I mean, you think you have choice in most places. Not that you don't have some place that you probably won't have a choice. Some, but something like I think like a marriage, that's where I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know, Leslie. I think it's kind of suspect as to what you're mentioning that. So that's why I was saying that. Let me read a couple of comments. I'm gonna get you in there, Sharon, to make sure you get in the conversation. Chapstar says marriage works if both. Let me put it in there. Let me see it. Chapstar, marriage works if. Come on, let me. Okay. Well, why am I not seeing it the way I want to see it? Marriage works if both people work at it and want it. People need to understand times has changed and understand that their roles according to the Bible of today's society. Let's see. Trapstar, agreed. Let's see. I'm reading out comments here, friends. Let me see if I can jump in. It's O'Neill. Please like and jump over to. Okay, there we go. Someone says yes, Charmaine, but Leslie is an American. Leslie's talking about modern day American marriage, I believe. Leslie mentioned slavery. Do you have all of any idea what American slavery was entailed? Yes, very harsh as Jamaican slavery. So I don't believe it's as bad as that. Let me get into the arranged marriages. Someone says arranged is about culture and class. I don't think that I can attain. Can do an arranged. Okay, I can do an arranged marriage. Someone says yes. I'm not fully opposed to arranged marriage as well. I've heard that they last longer. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Someone says no. Someone else says no. You hear that? None of them might last long. They might say, nah, you're for Peter. They might say, you know what, Shaman, James is yours. No matter what. No matter what James do.
James is yours.
But O'Neill, I'm not meaning to cut you off. Just to say this.
Go ahead.
Arranged marriages are the man does not know anything about a woman, or the woman does not know anything about. They're virgins. So they're from childhood. They were betrothed from childhood. So they're actually virgins coming together. So they're learning each other. So they can't have nothing to compare. They have no comparison out there.
You're right.
Those marriages will last longer because you guys are building something together.
Interesting.
Okay?
I like that. You hear that, Nanya? Probably. Nanya, you hear that? Only are you doing,
I'm still gonna run.
marriage?
She said she'll run.
How are you doing? Marriage is not slavery. My own bad at the beginning. Okay, let's go. You're bad at the beginning. But today I was very happy. We just bought the fifth grandchild. You just brought the fifth grandchild to the world. Okay, No problem.
Congratulations,
Congratulations,
Era.
Errol. Congrats, Errol. Congrats. Let me get a
Congratulations.
couple more comments. But it's 50-50. Arranged marriage can be a good thing and a bad thing. Someone says, hello everyone, the slaves had to ask the slave owner, could they even get married? I
That's
love
right.
that comment because you need to hear that. Like, I don't think Leslie understand the things that she has said with this. And by the way, this is making circles on social media. So that's why I said I had to brought it to you guys, because people are married, and what's going on is now you have a bunch of younger women who have not been married, and because they're not married, they're trying to use different ways and means of detracting young girls from getting married. That's what I notice. So it's ladies like you that really can save, I guess, the black community. Yeah, we need saving. So someone says, hello everyone, the slaves had to ask if they could even get married, and most of them couldn't. So they would sneak to see each other. Marriage is not slavery. Someone says, my parents were married for 53 years before my dad passed away. I was married for 9, and I've been a widow for 25 years. I view marriage as a beautiful partnership that doesn't compare to slavery. Someone else says no to arranged marriages. Goddess, good evening, Goddess. Human race is so much, what is that, chaos? I'm thinking that's what you're saying. Muslim, a woman, she cannot divorce the husband. The husband, he can divorce the wife. That's what you're saying. In the Muslims, Alman is that Pakistani Muslim? That's what Shaman was talking about. It was specifically based on what I saw for Pakistan. Now, if it's a Muslim, you have to say O'Neill is not that type of Muslim. Just give O'Neill the right thing. Don't worry, O'Neill will take it, because O'Neill is not from India or Pakistan. If we don't have corrections for O'Neill, correct O'Neill. Miss Fatal says, my Indian neighbor is married to a man for 16 years or elder. It was arranged, and it's very common. Someone else says, let's see if we have any other viewpoint on this. I think that's it. Leslie isn't speaking from experience. She's going by what her father said. I was about to say that. Say, not all the times, by the way, we said this in the skits them, that, Anthony have to be around. Not all the time when parents are around, they are the best for a kid. Sharing reviews, I'm going to stop right there. So jump right in. Make your comments on this.
Okay,
Arranged marriage, slavery, marriage, daddy, whichever one you want to tackle.
Arranged marriage, I would run away to, like what Nania says, for sure. I wouldn't put up with nonsense. Definitely not. We love our freedom. Because some of it's better you meet somebody, you fell in love with them, yeah, instead of you get arranged, because lots of these arranged marriages, they're not happy, but some of them, they're actually happy and successful. As Charmaine said,
so you grew up with Joe. You grew up with Joe, and them say Sharon, Joe is yours. No matter what, Joe is yours. You can you can basically clock it. That's what it is.
No. Because an attraction where you do with Joe. No, sometimes Joe even older than you. So that is unacceptable. No. I don't want to marry no old man. Me sorry.
Oh my God.
Because they will even marry you at 12 years old. I'm so sad that I miss contact with my friends. They're from Pakistan and India. And it is by moving around, beautiful ladies. And they were in arranged marriages. And the husband take her home, one of them, and you would not believe, I can't talk about it anyway, but it was horrible. We lost her. The next one, we help her to get to a safe place. And she was able to help in a shelter here and get away from him. She's happily married to a Caucasian man. So she's happily married. And so I would never, from that experience, what I experienced with those two ladies, it's a no. And the other rest them that I worked with, the horror story that I heard. One of my co-worker, she would, I won't call your guy's name, so I won't. So she worked and she have to hide her pay stub. She have to go to the bank behind their back and get another account, because when she worked, the guy mother will take the money from her. She's a slave in her own home. And it's just horrible what those ladies go through. So with that lady, so no, I would run away.
Ahmed, get right in the conversation. Is marriage slavery?
No.
Would you be in an arranged marriage? That's what's going on right here, sir.
No.
No.
Not at all.
Mm-mm.
Do you think that Leslie is right in saying marriage is like slavery? Do you agree with that?
No.
Nope.
That's fair.
She don't know what she's talking about. Get married and then she can talk.
Yeah, well, we don't have that in our culture.
Sister,
You have
no.
to. I think
She
that
says
stuff
nothing.
is breaded in. It's
Yeah.
taught.
I have a
It's
question.
taught. So, by the way, Alma said in the chat, she said, where I came from in East Africa, women can divorce the husband. I grew up with Muslim. I have a Muslim family. That's what Alma said. So we're, they are basically Muslim in Africa. And I'm Nanya.
I have a question, O'Neill.
Sure, go ahead.
I didn't watch that particular interview. I watched the chicken and the watermelon. And I fell asleep like right after that. I was not.
We're asking about the chicken.
So yeah, I love that. That's
Yeah.
a conversation. That's a conversation to be had. Okay. My question is about the what Leslie, is it?
Yes.
Number one, has she ever been married? Number two, she seems extremely bitter. Number three, where is she from? And I guess number four is she feminine? And I don't mean in a man, is she a man? I mean, is she feminine?
It's a good question. I mean, it's a good question. She has a very rambunctious voice. The answer to your question, they have never been married. Not to the knowledge of the public. She has never been married. Does that say all?
There's a lot. Yes.
Go ahead, Charity Views. Go ahead.
Nanya, I was scared to ask that question.
Hi, babe. What'd you say, Sharon? What'd you say? What'd Sharon say?
No, I was so scared to ask that question because I don't want to offend anyone.
Girl,
But Google has it.
As much
You know,
as you hang
Google
out
has
with
all
me,
those
you
answers.
scared? Why are you scared?
No, because I was wondering if she was
You're
a
so
female
sweet.
or a male because, and I'm looking at her and I couldn't tell and I was scared to ask that because we don't want to offend anyone,
No,
But,
no,
I mean,
no, she's a female. She's a rough-looking female.
Okay.
But you know what,
But you
Sharon? I
know,
think
with society nowadays, female become male, male become female. You don't know nowadays. You don't want it to offend anyone.
You know,
Yeah.
sister, let me put it this way. If she is bold enough to get on social media and make those comments,
she was in an interview.
to be able to receive comments back.
Correct.
Because social media is going to give you feedback whether you want it or not.
That's what's happening.
Right? So I think that, Sharon, is where I got not the courage, but the gumption, I guess, to ask that question. Because, yeah, you're right, Sharon. Yeah. I mean, years ago, I may not have asked that question, but if you get on social media and you know it's going viral, be ready
for the questions. Let me go ahead and jump a couple of comments in here. Give me one moment. If you're just coming in, friends, you should know what's happening. I would not say servants, not slaves. I would say servants, not slaves. And someone says some men want wives servants. Yeah, but they're not slaves though. See, that's the only little thing. So you gotta be very. To say it was tough. Times have not changed. You have someone else says look, see if I can get comments. I disagree about the arranged marriage being between virgins. In some cases they are, but in other cases the man has the opportunity to sow his oats first. That means he can fling seed, so he's able to fling seed first and then come back decide mine as to
well, the woman is a virgin.
She is a virgin for the very first time. I
Yeah,
had a client of an executive tell me that she felt like a slave in her marriage. I thought that was harsh when she said, I think that they mean it's everything about the husband. Yeah, but even if you say that, okay, slavery is one of the toughest things to compare. I feel like you have to have just cause to make a comparison like that. Like I feel like the comparison is just fair. Because Leslie was saying she wouldn't be a trad wife, and if you listen to her, she was saying something about like her father told her she wasn't raised to be a wife and things like that. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Let me ask you this: are women raised to be wives in America? Let me ask that, because maybe
No,
Maybe back in the
they're not.
day.
no, we're not.
As of now, O'Neill, or in the past.
Shayla
Not right.
is being
In
raised.
general, Shayla is being raised. Shayla, we see Shayla being raised clearly to be something. We're not.
Okay.
Oh, no, I have a question
Sure,
on
go ahead.
Trapstar's comment. So Trapstar is saying that the woman is treated like a servant, but not a slave. Does that just mean there's no belt, Trapstar? No punishment? Or do you just serve the man at his will?
Well, I think a servant can, a servant isn't a servant employed, so then they can pretty much leave if they're a servant. I'm just asking.
I don't know.
You know?
Trapstar, can you answer that?
Trapstar, that's the idea. But see, servant part is going to be tough because I see what you're saying, though, Nanya. Nanya, I see what you're saying. I see exactly what you're saying. Let me just say that. Shane, just right into one. Servant, slave, they're the same thing.
No. A servant sometimes get compensation, but a slave does not.
Correct.
Thought so too, but I'm saying, let me try and dig that one up. They don't get that. Go ahead.
I can't really speak on, I think it's cute. When I went to college, I saw lots of arranged marriage couples from different worlds coming in, and their lust was satisfied, their education is being satisfied, their family is satisfied, they have a plan, a unit, and when you question them or you ask them about it, they have specific systems. It's not, oh, you're 18, you're going to have him, you've been assigned to him. No, they've been interacting throughout childhood. They
Okay,
already knew at 10 years old, that's my wife.
got it.
And nobody else is crossing the line. So even at lunchtime or whatever, and if you're invited, you're lucky enough to be invited to their home, because you're so, what is that word they use? It's a bad word. It means alien, but I can't remember the correct phrase. Infidel. If you're that unclean infidel and they are kind enough to invite you to their table, kind enough to invite you to their home, you can see the dynamics of grandfather and great grandfather and all those pieces that were put in place. So it wasn't anything that was so shocking. Now, if the wife gets married and she finds out that he's violent or he's bisexual or he is a pedophile, she has to tell the family so she can get out, because now it's family disgrace and they have to send him to America so he can be sexually free. Okay? But you're not going to be sexually free in this house. Okay? So they have kind of rules.
So they got rules to it. So in other words, again, the woman can basically make it out.
Yeah, you can make it out.
Because that's what I'm trying to. Can make it out if you can't make it out. Let me read a couple comments and I'm gonna jump to something else. So let me give you some comments in the thing here. Leslie probably has lived a life of not being chosen. And I understand that can be very hard and build some resentment. Both men and women, especially in the Black community, we can be hard on looks. Yeah, quite hard on looks too. And
sometimes the Black man can be hard on looks, and then the white man, the Spanish man, offers his life to life's journey to be with you. But the Black man hasn't offered you a life journey. He's offered you dinner, he's offered you his bed, he's offered you his body at any time, but he's not given you a lifetime of the journey. I'm not saying every Black man. They don't understand that two is better than one, and together we thrive. They don't get that. And and maybe they, like with her, she never got it from her dad. Her dad only saw oppression. So now she is an adult 40-plus-year-old woman and still walking in the oppression of poor teaching.
See,
And there's no
I was about to say
elevation
that.
in her mind because all my friends are divorced. So what's the no. I don't care
What
what
does
all
that
my
mean?
friends are doing. I want to know what I'm doing and what me and my God is doing. My friends, they still have their choice. Everybody has a right to choose. And that's what's
True.
nice about Christian religion is you have the right to choose. If you don't want God, you don't have to go find some other God. That's the problem we have in the Christian church with the infiltration of the alphabet people. Hey, wait a minute. In the Old Testament, he doesn't even want a blind person, on his being a priest. What's wrong with you? And that's not saying, oh, we don't respect blind people, because in the scriptures in the Old Testament also says that he created the blind and the deaf. So the blind and the deaf, they're not separate from us. They're still part of us. They just never got that gift of sight, or they never got that gift of hearing. So she has to, what you learn as a child doesn't rule you forever. You are in this world. Like when children first come to school, right? The first thing we do is an assessment. The very first thing when a baby is born, babies can't wait. Look it up. The first thing they do in that operating room is an assessment. Are you responding to my squeezing your feet? Are you responding to me slapping you so you can cry? They don't do that often anymore. They do other things, but they're checking the sensory. They're checking the eyes. They're checking everything. So we are analyzing that human being all the way up until adulthood, until they're 25. After they're 25, the science community has them. Once you hit 65, the science community has you, and they cannot wait till you die because they get 30,000 a pop.
Wow,
that's interesting.
People equal money. Hospital get 30,000. Then the man that puts you in the ground, he gets a couple. Everybody gets paid. Okay,
everybody
from
gets
every
something.
single generation, every single age or maturation, you're going to get paid. Remember, in the state of Georgia, you only have to be 16-year-old to have intercourse. It's approved. Okay, and when you're 18 years old, then you can have an apartment. Madness. They hire all the kids. The kids get caught up in working, and then guess what happens? There's no degree. Once they turn 18, all the store says, we need your high school diploma now. And they're like, I don't have one. Well, you can't work here no more. Never got ready because their family did not prepare them. I have a family member that behaves just like Shayla. Once the kids hits 18, she kick them out. She don't care what they had. Wasn't giving them anything to go on their way. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? So not everybody's family dynamic has some sort of core stability. So yeah, I like the arranged marriage. I didn't have to go through 5 men just to deal with this. Come on. You look, and then now the women are like, well, I'm on my 75th man. Please be quiet. Please be quiet. Oh my God! Yes, and then and then remember last year the lady the influencer she had that intimate reaction with all these men, and she's proudly sitting there with her white face and saying, I had this many people in my body. And she says they didn't stay for long though, but they were able to go in her body. Can you imagine? I don't want that for my granddaughter. I want her to have some sort of core understanding. When you meet this family, pay attention. Family has secret signals. Pay attention. Okay? You're not there for them to like you. You're there to see if you like them. And can you tolerate what's going on? Because it's not going to go away when you marry. You walk into Tanya's family, you better believe there's a system going on there.
I have a question for One Journey and for you, O'Neill.
Yes.
So, our current generations of childbearing years, do we have systems in place? Whether it's training, whether it's, I don't know, we're not going to say therapy. We know Black folks don't like to go to therapy. But I'm going to ask, do we have systems in place other than families who can teach these younger generations what the Bible says is a family and start to basically reinvent the wheel on what a family is? What is that noise?
I got it
Is
for you.
there back feed?
No, I already got the back feed up.
Sorry, turn off.
Oh no, I just didn't know what it was here.
So you say if we have
Don't we need to implement something so that we can train these youngsters coming up? Because it's pretty scary. I mean, we trained our kids, of course. I don't know who trained us. Well, I know who trained me, but my dad, I guess, people did. But we need to find a way to get the message to younger generations that this is not the way to go. I mean, you want to give away the milk, but the man doesn't want to buy the cow, as one journey likes to put it.
We have things in
place.
We have things. I will say this: what has happened now versus then is the laws have been much more relaxed, and the over relaxing of laws and standards and cultures, because they've literally broken on a lot of culture, even
especially Black culture.
Yeah, even Black culture is
especially
where, oh, you're responding, Antoinette. Especially Black culture has now gotten ripped down to a level where things have changed. Like, for example, things used to, Shami know what I'm talking about, and Sharon know what I'm talking about. Certain ways that used to be grown up in Jamaica it's gone. Gone over there and realize that it don't exist, right? And I'm like probably one of the last set of generation who still has knowledge as to what these other people don't know. So I'm thinking that that's what's happening here too. I think that that's what's going on here as well, where certain principles, you know, the Black culture here used to have it, don't look like it have it anymore.
That's exactly.
In Jamaica,
and all the other cultures do. And you know, I've had other nationalities offer me what you all said in the beginning: a marriage with these guidelines. And I don't mean I dated them. No, I mean, it could just be a stranger on the street asking me questions.
Yes.
But, you know, or kissing my hand or some weird, for me, weird thing. But Black men, and I don't know if it's just Black men, they don't either know, or they don't care, or they know that they can have the milk without the cow.
Yeah.
And that troubles my spirit.
Yeah.
Well, one of the pushback you're having right now with Black men, one of the fallacy you're having is they're saying, well, if you look at the Black family, you just realize that, and this is the history here. If you want to correct it, you can correct it. During that period of time where cocaine started running very rampant in the communities, and when you had a lot of welfare, right? Black men were from homes, right? So what you had was a woman raising a boy, and so he doesn't really know, you know what I mean, how to operate certain ways that him should be operating. So that has created now issues where it's like, no, a lot of ladies are raised them son like basically them husband. You know what I mean? And he's not your husband, he's your son. You're supposed to treat him like a son and not like a husband. So they make him into the way they want to make him. And now when he's out here and he's trying to go work with a lady, and just like I said, Anthony, Coco has raised Anthony basically like that. And so now when he's supposed to do certain things, he can't do them for Amber because there was no one there that was teaching that. Saying so a man's supposed to operate, you're supposed to be doing this is what's supposed to happen here, this is supposed to bother you this way, that's not supposed to bother you that way. But if you look at Anthony, that would be an example, I think, of where when you have too much of, you know, and I'm not saying it's all, don't get me wrong, don't take me as like a extreme on it. No. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying it has an effect as to how a lot of the Black men behave. I've noticed that. Even when we see, like, and I'm outlining it here for you, even how I've seen like some of the guys, all I've seen some, okay, it's weird to me coming here seeing guys play a video game in your 40s. What? You're supposed to be working. You're supposed to be doing something active and very, very. You're not video in your 40s. I'm just saying. You're not. You know, what I mean, it's mind-boggling. People say, "Hey, you don't play video games." No, I'm a grown man. That's what that does. I'm supposed to be out, making money. That's but
age have nothing to do with playing video games, Anil. Come on.
On the opposite side of that,
enough, Sammy, enough. Meaning every single day, once you get from work, a video game you play, there's nothing else that you're working.
But that is their hobbies. That's like their hobbies. Everybody have hobbies. I come home from work.
Yeah.
Some people come home and they just sit and they will watch TV. It's like all they do is watch TV. They channel surf and they watch TV. Other people will go read a book or something, just like somebody want to play a video game. They go to work, they come back. It's not like they're sitting there all day playing video game. It doesn't matter the age. My son still play video game. Well, he's not in his 40s, but he still plays video game.
Does he work?
Yes, he works. He works.
And he work more time than not.
He work more time than not, but he still play video game. But you are saying you're in your 40s and you can't play video game because you're in your 40s. No, I don't think it has anything to do with age. It depends on how long you're doing it. Like if you're only playing video games all day in your 40s and not working, then I will have a problem with that.
Because see, that's what I'm referring to, Shamin. That's what I'm referring to. I'm referring to that you have more men than not right now. That they're, in other words, their mothers have raised them in front of this big old TV to basically just say, "Oh, him just going to do whatever. He's not doing anything. Him don't take out the trash. Him don't do the things that a man's supposed to be doing." So because of that, what you have now, you have a lot of these guys. They're just that's what it is. I've been to guys' house and they're not even.
But that's not the norm.
I'm just saying, just certain things that there are certain ways that when you didn't have your father, it would have raised in certain ways, and I'm realizing that I see it where it basically manifests itself certain ways. In society wise. But
I understand.
Go ahead.
I understand, but people say the same thing because I have a husband, I have a son, and my husband was always there. But I was the one who was guiding my son in almost everything that he's doing. You'd come to me to talk to me about anything. You'd prefer to come to me to talk to me than to go to his dad. And he was there. He's there for whatever reason. He could go to him and talk to him or say anything. But you'd prefer to come to me because maybe you would get one over on me faster than you'd get it over on his dad. And I teach him like a man would teach him. So my son is well-rounded. So, I mean, maybe the way I was grown, because, we have the Jamaican, they said the Jamaican discipline, and our parents teach us differently than these kids in Jamaica nowadays, because my mom would say, oh, they're all Americanized. So they're blaming America for how the kids are even behaving in Jamaica right now. Because they said these kids are Americanized. They're not doing what we used to do. We used to go out and play games. And no, everybody's in front of a video game again. So they have it to say they're Americanized. TV, video game, cell phone, all of that they're doing. So, but if you're talking about just playing video game all the time and not doing anything else, then I'm with you on that. But
I'm with you too.
If it's like just a hobby and he's still in his 40s or 50s and he likes to play video game, I have no problem with that.
Go ahead, Nani.
Coming home from work, after he goes to work, earn whatever, and that is his pastime. He likes to just play video game after earning whatever he's supposed to be earning. That is like a hobby.
I'm gonna land my plane. So, and I don't say this often, but my son's in the military, and he'll probably end up marrying a military woman is kind of my hope, because what I have found, and he's kind of like Shalman's, he'll want to talk to me. He'll talk to his dad about things, but he wants to ask me about women because he doesn't understand why these young women are so traumatized, because they are. And it's because they maybe they start young dating, or they get into relationships that are too deep for their immature minds to be able to handle. But my son, he's one hell of a guy, and I know that he wants to be married. So it kind of comes full circle as far as the men halfway not doing what needs to be done, but then you've got these traumatized young women. So I mean, is my son going to have to marry some woman that's 5 years older than he is, that has dealt with trauma? So those kinds of questions pop up for parents, I think, my age, with children who have certain values that, or wants in life, like a marriage, children, whatever. And maybe he'll be better off with a military bride. I mean, it's just, my point is, it's on both sides. It's the girls and it's the guys. And we as Black America need to do something. But I don't know what to do. I'm not a psychologist. I just, it's just troubling to my spirit.
And not only that, O'Neill, colleges are now including video game building and video game players and strategists at a college level with a degree. And I put in the chat about Kai, the African American, right? There's there, and one thing about a lot of people that play games, they're loaded up with degrees. You know that I'm 65 and I play, and I'm a gamer as well. And like she says, it's a hobby. I don't do it every day. I only started doing it in 2020, when I couldn't reach my grandkids and I had to play with them and do stuff with them. And then I liked it. I met a community and I liked it, so I stayed. But at the same time, that money is there. And don't think that my intellect is not there when I'm gaming, because it is. And their intellect comes with them. So they're not just, I mean, I understand who you're talking about, those who are lost children stuck in the basement, not doing anything with their life, not working, and the video game, they're not even getting paid. That's crazy. You get paid on Twitch. You only need 50 subscribers and they start paying you for your time. Okay? So, and you can determine, well, how do you want your money? Do you want your money weekly? Do you want your money every 2 weeks? Do you want your money monthly? What do you want? You get what I mean? So the industry has changed. Did you see Kai's money? He makes 14 million. He's a full-time gamer. I put it in the chat. Did you see it, O'Neill?
Yeah, I know Kai Cenat. I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Kai Cenat?
But there's other ones. He's the one that everybody loves. But the other ones, they're there too. In fact, when I took you to Twitch, they had felt at their it has to say just chatting for people to come in, right? But just chatting, they got 52,000 people watching them. Is that a dog? Oh, he's interesting. Hi, doggy.
Oh, where's the? No worries. Jump in, Sharon, if I'm gonna let you get in, so that we can kind of give your 2 cents. Let me read a couple comments and you get right in, Sharon reviews. It's scary now. Someone says marriage is bringing 2 people together. Okay. Someone else says, Nanya, it is very scary. The church is there, but some of the generations don't want God. Someone else says, Bonswell says, the older generation is the Bible differently from younger generation. You know, the Bible was rewritten during slavery to control the Black culture.
Correct.
Older generation are sometimes still confused. Only it's a little bit deeper. It started from about slavery. Someone says, speak on it, O'Neill. And they says they would remove the man from the homes, like the other commentator stated, wouldn't allow us to get married. Use the men to breed bigger and better slaves. Masters would take the woman and use them. See, that's kind of what I was trying to allude to. That okay. I think one of the things, and I'm gonna give it to you, I'm sharing views. We've been systemically attacked. You got to remember that, because before 1960, in the about in the 1940s, we used to marry at the same rates as every other race.
Yes.
It's like when you have, like, like Black people not getting married now. We used to get married at the same rate as a white person or as like a Hispanic or any other group. It was after that period that things changed here in the US. during that period of about say 19, say if you want to go up 1970 to about 2010, something changed, and ever since then, our numbers dropped drastically. Every other
Dropped.
number barely dropped and is maintaining. So it's
O'Neill, is
something that
that the
never.
heroin? Is that the heroin
Well,
period?
it's a period of time. It's a lot of things that they attributed it to, because one of the that they, when I did some research on it, one of the things they talked about was, again, like I mentioned to you before, that's when that child support thing came in. It was deliberately
Yeah.
to try to get guys out of the place and get you out of whatever it is, to get you in jails, to get you in whatever it is.
Yes.
So
Right.
deliberately
Yeah.
try to disenfranchise the family because they want to give it to you, just the woman. No, I'm not saying the woman don't have a role, but the man also have a role. And so because of that, no, that's why you're having no guys like y'all say who don't really know how to, I guess, deal. They don't know if to go about things the way that they should go about it. But it seems like it has affected the way how relationships happen between us black folk. And that's what I'm saying to you. In some way, somehow, that's what creates more of a divide within terms of our people. But go ahead, Sharon Reviews. Go ahead and get right in.
Well, I agree with you, Anya. Um, a lot of black folks used to get married, but in the later years, in the 20s, 2016 or whatever, coming down, a lot of black men are being locked up, incarcerated, I should say. So they're been taken from the home, and then the child support system come in, and sometimes some female, if they're so spiteful, the man is working, he's giving them what they have, and they think say, oh, because he's working, he's driving a new car, he can pay some more child support. If she have a girlfriend in her ears, and then they go at him for child support, and then some of the men they will not work, or they'll just work on the table just not to pay the child support. But it's just keep on piling up. So it's a lot. And nowadays, what I find, and yes, one journey is absolutely correct. My son and my daughter, they play video games, and it makes them smarter too. So people should not video games. They're not sitting in front of the computer 24/7 playing, but they work hard, they go to school, who is working work and who is going to school. But the video game actually make the kids them smarter for real. And even if you can't read, video game help them to read. Oh yes, testament to that. And so marriage is not a slavery or whatever what they're saying. It's something that is supposed to be beautiful. And nowadays, you still have the thing in church too. You're in church, you get married. People are married in church, and you'll be surprised that they also getting divorced. The divorce rate is really higher in churches also. So it's a lot, So marriage in the black community is taking a big step back because they're just listening to the Western, Eastern world. They're just, as Charmaine would say, and you would say, that they would say that the kids are Americanized, or, they always blame it on America. You know what I mean? Before, in our own, when our parents were married, it's not like what we come up with now, because when in our grandparents' days, right? They would work at the marriage. Sometimes a husband will go out and bring babies in because mama husband, she wasn't my birth mom, but my father aunt, and her husband brought a baby in, and she loves him like he is our brother. So we grew up as brothers and sisters, right? And they will take that, and I've never seen mama and dada argue yet. Never. Even if they're having disagreement, it's not within us for us to see. It's not a respect, and you don't see that. It's not like what they have nowadays. People are cursing each other. People are fighting
in front of the kid.
Yeah,
in front of the kid. They used to tell us, stay in a child's place. That's what you used to get. You don't need to worry about this. This is between your mother and your father. That's not you for going into that. But go ahead, Charlie. Go ahead.
But I've never seen that growing up. I've never seen mama and dada. He's a dog. And one day I'll tell my story. But I tell you, mama, I tell you, I've never seen him raise his voice at her, and I've never seen her raise is when I'm growing up now, I know that says people, teeth and she always say teeth and tongue will meet. But what I noticed, she's always cooking. She used to work, but when I was born, I was very sickly. And they have to nurse me back to help. So she take off from work and she still get paid. But anyway, I do not know what kind of business is that. But anyway, she take care of me, right? And we have a nice house in town and everything was good. So when people talking about they go to bush, they go to this, I don't know nothing about those kind of life. I was a little princess, so I don't know hardship. And when I hear my friends them says the name Sharon is a bad name, and you'll hear they say Sharon are pregnant, you're pregnant, you know that song? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we know it, man.
yeah. So I don't honestly I'm not a goody two shoe, but seriously, I don't do nothing to get in trouble. I behave myself, you know what I mean? But as I tell you, I was sheltered, I must say. And I never get to go to party. You know those kids will want to do something, but you never get a chance to. So when I get older and on my own now, I want to go to a strip club. And my girlfriend them say you must be mad. You think why if you got embarrassed? So 3 years ago, I think it was about 6 years ago, I went to Las Vegas, and that was nice. 6 or 7 years ago, and I went with my best friend, and it was wonderful. I went to go and see those lovely, delicious gentlemen dancing in Las Vegas. Oh
I
boy!
lie.
And I behaved myself. I was not
Very
in a
delicious.
comparison. Seriously, I enjoyed it. That is why I tell um Amber Ty and Wayne that I would just come over there to spank Anthony for her, just whip him back into shape for her, you know.
We're back in the ship.
But the show was really nice, you know. I'd love to go back.
Yeah, there's
But
something
as
else.
I said, yeah, so the Western, but I think nowadays in the Black community, they're focusing or not the male who are not incarcerated. The children and the female, they're more focusing on the education and working, and they don't have time for that, and they get so because my baby she is working, the other two is still in college, you know what I mean, or university, and they're just focusing, and they never been with anybody, so and me not, you know, I can swear for them because they always here. If it's not here, it's school and from school home, you know.
It's somewhere else.
So you know, so a lot of these kids nowadays is a lot of in the Black community. You'll be amazed. They're still virgin. You'll find lots of virgin now in there because they're so
I think you
focused.
do.
No, seriously, I can vouch
Yeah,
for
I
that.
think you
And
do.
the kids them, what I find the female them, they are focused in education. Yeah, you know, because my elder, she go to school, she take get that degree, she went back, she get this, you know, and she working in her field, and she doing more than one. So I'm here saying I want grandbabies. You know, I don't want to get them when I'm too old, can't enjoy them when I'm old and
They don't
can't
want
walk,
a kid.
you know, but they are focusing. I find that the females in our culture, if you really check in our culture, not just in the Black community, they're more focused on work. It's work, work, work. And when you do get the Black guys also, they are also focusing on a career. So everybody want to have a career, and I always says from when I'm growing up too, Mama used to says it's good to have your own because if rainy day come, you don't want when rainy day come you don't have anything, and the man don't know that you have a rainy day fund, but when the rainy day comes, the funds is there for both of
Should be
you. It's not
ready.
for the woman to run away, it's to help that family, it's to help your family. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that if the man do run away, she won't feel left out in the cold, she can still look after her children. Yeah, just like that.
I'm gonna jump you in here, Anthony. Thank you very much for that sharing of views. Let me read a couple comments for you, Margaret. This is true. I'm looking for ways to assist in incorporating the re-entry to undo what has been done to the Black community. I love that. Growing up, we always had to go outside or to go to the basement to play. We can't be in grown folks conversations. I said that too.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of things change now more than anything. Express says, I think that the people need to stop romanticizing marriage. Marriage is a commitment. It takes work. it takes compromise, and this idea of my way or the highway doesn't work when you get married. By the way, a lot of people try to do that. That is true. Somebody else says the American government played a big part in the decision to not marry in the Black community as people migrated from the country to the city. Welfare and government housing discouraged the Black family. That's what they're talking about. There have been systems put in place to remove Black two-parent stable home. Yes. Jobs, houses, welfare system, crack epidemic, mass incarceration. Someone else says Black dads were raising stronger generations of men. The government wanted Black women to raise a boy to be a man, and that's when the crime and the things happening now make our race fall off. Someone else says Generation X and the generation before them taught manners, moral skills around the home before going to college and into the public work. That is true. That's what it changed in terms of the manners. Like certain things you just couldn't do. But no, you know, your kid can't say anything now and them can't do what. Well, other people's kids, my kids, because your kids still can't do that. You will get our shoes. But Anthony, go ahead and give me your take on all of this.
Well, I would say this generation from the 2000 and above, it's totally different compared to the old days, the 60s, the 50s. Because I remember my grandmother had said that, had told my mother that, you know, you're gonna be a good wife. Your job. And this was like back in the 60s and 50s. So I wasn't, you know, maybe one of you ladies would know that your job is to take care of the house, take care of the kids, make sure the man have food on the table. You're not allowed to work. So maybe she was raised up differently. So and that was turned over into my mom and her mother. So like I said, this generation is totally different. You got young mothers that's not even out of high school yet. So the generation is totally different. It's a different generation. That's all I could say. Marriage do not last long in each generation.
In our community. Well,
yeah. I mean, not just our community. I mean, we're up there in the Black community. We're up there, but it's just different. Marriage don't last long.
Well, it is. I'm not going to say that. It is. What I only feel is that when I look at the numbers, our rates, it's just that our rate higher than the other rates, and that I think is the thing that everybody's trying to kind of figure out why something is happening that it shouldn't happen, whatever it is.
Right.
O'Neil,
yes, go ahead, Shaman.
Okay, so I'm thinking of my grandparents.
Okay.
And my grandfather had 10 kids. My grandmother had 3 kids with him. They were married while he was having the other 7 kids. My grandmother practically raised those 7 kids. And they were contented and they were happy. They did not get a divorce. They did not get anything. It was still debt. Did they part? My grandfather passed away in 1972 and my grandmother passed away in 1978. And all those kids were loving. You have all my uncles, all my aunts. We all know each other. We cousins, everybody. I mean, we were also loving. So now I'm looking at even this Amber and Anthony's story with Kai and the cheating and whatever. Back in those days, I don't think my grandmother was even talking about cheating because she knows some of those ladies that my grandfather had kids with. They were church sisters. They used to go to church together. They used to go to washing when, they used to go Riverside to wash back then, way back then. They were all washing. They were all talking. They were neighbors. And they were never quarreling or anything. So why was it easier then to accept an outside child, although within a marriage, than it is now?
That's a very good question. I think there's many other pieces I think back then than now. For example, you have more contraceptive now than then, because back then you never really have you never have some of the stuff, So in other words, once you lick shot, basically chances are That's one. Use that's one of the things. Back then, I guess they were more. You see, things has changed. Not just, and by the way, me know sometimes they say, oh, you know, them always say it's America changing things. It probably is, and the reason why is because guys place with the media, and media is what is used to run the world. Basically, if you notice, there's always a narrative. There's always a narrative. It's like when people give the narrative that, you know, it's dangerous in Kingston. Well, which part of Kingston? Have you been to Kingston? I think you're talking about. They make it. You basically, when I listen to people tell me about Kingston, them I tell me how, you know, Woolipa shooting. I'm say, okay, really? Oh, what else happened there? What's up? I have to be asking them what else happens there, because they know more about it than I do. And then you basically be telling them, well, no, that's not what's happening there. You'd have to go to there, just like you're in the United States of America, and you'd have to go to this city or this particular area for you to find what you're looking for that you're talking about. That's one entire place. I'm saying that to say that, you know, media is a big thing as to how things was advertised. But as far as back then and is concerned, media now has impacted how women now move, because I think that there's a whole heap of the feminist movement, which on a great premise, by the way, because it started at being women are trying to get rights, which are needed, you know what I mean? Like real rights, you know, rights need and look at things, right? And nothing wrong with getting real rights. But then it started to go into just ridiculousness. Like I just say right now, for example, women's sports now. Why would you want your son to be competing with your daughter? Them not in the same weight category. I'm just showing you how far it's gone. Like it's stretched into some areas where you're like, wait, what are we really? Why would you want to be competing? You know what I mean? Like against a man. He's a man. He might be twice as fast as you are. I'm stronger than me. You know, so it's like people start fight for some things that you're wondering, why you're fighting for that. So that is what has like expounded some of the things now, even with the women. So they're not as understanding like as before or in those days, Charmin, they're not as understanding as before. I said something as well to Charmin, and I want to know if I'm right. Back then, some people used to have kids, I think, because kids were an investment. Tell me wrong on that. I don't know if I'm wrong on that, but people used to have a lot of kids because it was like you get these. You're poor, so you get a whole heap of kids and you hope.
Yeah, that was
you hope one of them.
That was their hope, but it was not reality. It was a hope, but not reality. Because I know
you know what I mean.
Yeah, it was a hope, but not reality, because a lot of people have a lot of kids and they are all living in the same one-bedroom house. Nobody has moved on to do anything great with their lives because they had no role models to say, okay, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be. Everybody was just in that one bedroom, and everybody start having kids and grandkids, and everybody's growing up. They might put on 2 more rooms on the same house, but everybody's O'Neill, you know that for a fact. And everybody,
I know what you're talking about.
They call it big yard. No, it all turned into a big yard now. So there are so many different levels. You have small kids, middle kids, grandparents, mothers, everybody in this one big yard. So back then, people, I think more now, people who think of kids as investment, because at least these kids look to want to be more educated and want to be earning better money than back then. Because you have people back then, they were maybe like tailors. You have somebody, they learn a trade. Most people used to learn trades. They were not going to get a degree. They would prefer to become an electrician, which is big money now in the US. But back then, an electrician, it was no great money. A plumber, not great money. A painter, a mechanic, those were trades that people would learn. So kids were not no great investment back then. I think people were just, as you said, there was not a lot of contraceptive, and people used to believe to have, my grandmother used to say that you need to have out your lot. She only had 4 kids. So her lot was 4. She had 3 with her husband. She had 1 from a previous marriage, and then she had 3 with her husband. But she used to teach, her philosophy was, you need to have out your lot. what you're talking about, contraceptive, you need to have out a lot. And a lot of people have out there a lot, because back then people were having, my mother had 10 kids. 10 kids. My mother had 10 kids. There was a set of twins, but there were 10 kids. And most of us were different fathers. She was having out her lot. Okay. And that's what they believe, that what they were supposed to do. And I don't think they were looking at us as investment, maybe in the back of their mind, but they were just enjoying themselves. And as I said before, it never used to bother them when their husband come home with an outside child. They would raise that child like it's their own, and they would not treat that child differently. But now it is a problem because the husband is cheating. But before, it was never a problem. You have 5 kids in the yard and 2 are outside kids. But the wife it's never a problem for the wife to raise those 3 kids that were not hers. The husband is there with her, and that was what she was glad about, because she was the main chick. She was not the side chick, so she would take the side chick kids and raise the side chick kids. Because she looks at herself as the main chick. So she's the wife. Anybody else, they have to line up behind her. So
wife. Yes, a wife.
Wife, yes. So I was just asking, why is it now different? You said husbands are cheating, and back then the wives never used to talk about any cheating husband. They used to just raise the kids who were from somebody outside of the marriage. But now, oh, my husband is cheating, I'm going to divorce them. So that's what I'm asking. What's the difference?
Social media now as well too has impacted a lot of how we socialize. Because now, like for example, even with the concept of the money thing, you know, everybody now basically is taking photos for certain little things, whether it's an Instagram or something else, and they want to show that they mean. And look at where I am, guys. I just want to show y'all that I'm out here for whatever it pay. It's a thing, you know what I mean? You know, so that also presented a certain level of cachet where people start pocket watching or comparing monies as to what people do. And so that I'm saying that to say, meaning like that is a way about socialize nowadays. Well, what is he doing? Girl, I would have done since I don't know, start basically creating these ways as to how they socialize. That's what I'm saying. It just in the past, say I would say 20 years, things has accelerated as to the socialization has changed dramatically. Just dramatically how we socialize just changed ever since the forums about. It changed a whole lot of things. A whole lot of things. So much so that some of the same ways that we behave here in the States, that's how people behave now in Jamaica. Normally, it used to be, you say a Jamaican and they say, oh, you from Jamaica, it's kind of different right now. If you go there right now and you look in America, you're probably seeing the same thing.
Same thing.
You see the same thing. Like it looks the same way. Where they're getting it from. It is what it is, you know. It's a phone. You know where it's coming from. But it's the same thing. You're looking at the same thing. That's what it is. Well, friends, I like our little discussion. I'm going to stop with a little discussion right here. Let me introduce all of my people that are on today. One Journey, big up yourself. Give it up for One Journey. Give it up for the lovely Shami. Give it up for Charles. We have the wonderful Miss Anthony on deck. And of course, we have Nanya on deck and on screen. And I know, friends, I had to bring the topic up because I felt like my audience could have managed the topic. And I feel like my audience is the most balanced. And I feel like we have a lot of married women who needed to bring out them things to the world because, of course, something go on and, you know, we need to change it. Some of the times you have to do what you got to do. So I want to thank you all very much for being with us. Say bye to the people and people.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
I'm
heading on out.
Yeah, everybody have a good evening.
Welcome to the audio show. All I've got is just for you. You ready for my beef tonight? I'm okay, just treat me right. Come in, me people, come in, me friend. What you gonna do when you come to defend? Question ask, me answer again.